Hi everyone, we have the hot topic teacher tenure, and here is what we found out. First, before we get started, I wanted to ask you, what are some things that come to mind when you hear the word tenure? I'm going to give you a second to think about that. I went around to my school and asked some of the people in the education world what is their first reaction when they hear the word, as well as some people that are not in the education field. And here are some of the responses that I got. Safety, protection, 10 years. That was obviously from someone that was not in the education field. Free ride for ineffective teachers, and job security. Some of these may be responses that you were thinking of, and you may have had some others as well. But now we are going to talk to you more about what tenure actually is. First, here's a little overview about the plan. We're first going to give you a little bit of background on what tenure is, then some perspectives of what the teachers and administrators feel about tenure. After that, some general concerns, as well as if there are any possibilities of changing tenure. First, a little background about tenure. It was created in the 1900s by the National Education Association. Basically, it was just to help prevent unfair firing for any frivolous or wrongful reasons. These can be from political to just personal discrimination. Many teachers have been fired because of their political views or something that did not actually happen inside the classroom that really shouldn't have caused them to lose their job. So the tenure system was created to help protect those teachers. After 2 to 3 years, depending on the state, of a probationary time, then they are given tenure, which really makes it quite difficult for a teacher to be fired. Here are some of the views on tenure from teachers. First of all, most of them really appreciate it because it gives them job security. Once you have tenure, as I said, it's very difficult to be fired. Some of them actually feel that it is a valuable form of compensation. Terry Moe did a study where he interviewed many teachers, and he said many responded saying they felt like it was a valuable form of compensation since they don't really get monetary compensation. This was a pretty good other form of compensation that they are receiving. They also said that it helps foster innovation inside the classroom. If teachers felt that if they changed anything or they took a leap of faith and tried something new in the classroom, but they knew that they were probably going to get fired for it, many of the innovative new ways to teach would not have been tried and created, which is really the key to helping students succeed. So having this tenure system in place helps foster that innovation. And lastly, Peter Green, who is a teacher and blogger, said that it is a protection for teachers from the 100 different bosses that they have to answer to. Teachers have to answer to administration, other teachers, parents, people in general, politicians, the world, and everyone has an opinion and feels that they know better and more than you do. And so Peter Green said teachers need a special type of security from all of these different bosses they have to answer to, and he was referring to tenure. Administrators don't have exactly the same viewpoint as teachers. There wasn't as many negative as I was expecting. However, they did feel that because they have the first 2 to 3 years of the probationary period to determine whether or not a teacher is effective or is going to be an effective teacher, they are confident with those few years. However, it's the later process of if a teacher becomes ineffective that makes it hard. it becomes a long and expensive process that administrators have to go through to dismiss a tenured teacher. And unfortunately, administrators don't have that extra time and extra money to essentially waste on trying to go through this whole process to just get rid of one teacher. Some general concerns that people have are that it's protecting ineffective teachers, which, as I said earlier, it could because of the long process it takes to dismiss a tenured teacher. However, because of the teacher evaluation reform that has happened, there are many different ways that other teachers and administrators can help these teachers become effective again. Another concern is that tenured teachers put in less effort. While I do think that teachers that have tenure may have a little less stress than the teachers that are on the probationary period, I do not think that that means they put in less effort. Many teachers that are tenured just put in as much effort, if not more, because they're able to do the innovative and new techniques in the classroom. And they also have the evaluations that keep teachers honest and um, making sure that they're effective and doing whatever they can to help their students become successful. Lastly, is there any changing tenure? While many people want tenure to go away altogether, it's probably not going to happen. Teachers, for one, are very against it. They love the job security. And in a 2003 study by Terry Moe, who I referenced earlier, said that teachers felt they would need at least 50% compensation for getting rid of tenure because they felt that it's such a valuable form of compensation that if they got rid of tenure, then they would expect to have more money. So because tenure is probably not going away, states have combined tenure with peer assistance and review to try to help and encourage teachers that may not be as effective anymore to collaborate and create professional development opportunities to make them effective again. And other states also have created a non-permanent tenure, which means that in some cases, depending on the state, they have a certain amount of times that they can be rated on the teacher evaluation as ineffective before they lose their tenure. Or they need to have a certain amount of satisfactory or effective evaluations for them to gain tenure. This makes sure that teachers are one, effective, and two, that they really are putting in the effort that it needs to help students succeed.